Hi, I'm Emily. Um, so I decided to put together a vlog. I've been thinking about doing something like this for a while. I'm not, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, and I'm still not really. I just know I have a background in film, and I figured it was probably a good idea to just pull out my camera and start recording something. I don't know how much of this I'm going to be using as video. I might just turn it into a podcast. I don't know. But anyway, sorry. Yeah. So you'll probably notice my voice fluctuating a little bit throughout the episode. Been kind of practicing, feminizing my voice a little bit. I haven't really listened to myself much. Luna! I'm sorry, that was my cat. She's meowing at me right now. I don't know why. Stop it! Stop! Okay, yeah, so aside from talking to my cat, because I live alone, I haven't really practiced much. So I haven't really heard what I sound like. I've only done one sound test in preparing for this video. I actually just did one take before this, about 15 minutes long, where I was just rambling on, and I realized that my mic wasn't turned on, so now I'm restarting. Okay, just a sec. Luna, please, I'm trying to record a video here. Come on. Where are you going? Anyway, so pretty much, like I said, I was thinking of making a video type thing, or something for a while now, and what kind of led me to actually doing it is, there's actually a few factors, in my life recently that kind of led me to decide to do this, and one of those main ones being that I came out to my mom and to Facebook as transgender. So I've been coming out for maybe about 8 months now, I want to say, and yeah, I'm still it's still kind of new. I came out to myself 8 months ago. Within a few weeks, I started coming out to a few close friends. So far I've had pretty much only good reactions. There's one thing that was not the best, I guess you could say, a little bit negative, but I'm still friends with the person. It was just our relationship wasn't going to work on the level that it was going at that point. If I was going to keep going in my direction, so pretty much we went on separate ways, and yeah. But I'll talk about that further probably in another episode. So I'm sorry, my cat's scratching at the door right now. She doesn't actually want to go outside, because when I open the door, she just sits there and looks at me. But, Luna, please! Hey! Luna! Okay, anyways, so... Sorry, I'm kind of distracted right now. I'm also been drinking a bit of absinthe too, so that doesn't really help. Cheers. Yeah, so I came out to my mom, and then about a week later, or I think exactly a week later, I came out to Facebook. I actually set my privacy settings on my coming out so that it wouldn't tell my family about it, because I haven't told my dad yet, actually, to this day. I'm working on it, but anyways, so somehow or other, some of my family found out. Still, I haven't heard any bad reactions. But yeah, so things have been good. But anyway, so I've been getting a lot of questions from people. I mean, that's I've always expected that, of course. And so yeah, a lot of them are the same, and I want to answer them. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I'm not sure what people want to know. So like, if you have any questions, like message me or something, and I'll try and include it in the show. I mean, of course, there's some things I'm not going to talk about. Myself, I'm probably going to have trouble with that because I tend to not really have a very good filter. I tend to say things I probably shouldn't, and a lot of that will probably get edited out, I guess. I do have a lot of things to tell, and I don't know how much of it should be shared. But yeah, where was I going with that? Yeah, so I plan on answering as much as I can of those questions, and yeah, so I mean, I don't know where to start. I'm sorry, I don't have an outline for this. I'm just kind of sitting in front of the camera rambling. I haven't pulled my camera out in probably a couple of years now. So I just getting the settings right and all that. I've been actually doing like practicing and stuff with it for the past week. Just getting things in order to get this started. And yeah, I'm not sure where to start my story because it starts on like so many different levels at different times. And I mean, because one of the main questions that people have been asking me is, when did I realize that I wanted to, well, be a woman? And I see that's where it gets hard, because as far back as I remember, I mean, like, I'm talking like clear memories of this, maybe 12, 13. I remember wishing that I was born a woman, but just realizing, that I wasn't, and just accepting that fact, and not really realizing there was anything that could be done about it. And I mean, there's other factors in that too, but more or less I always push it to the back of my mind, and I never thought of myself as trans. And it's really strange, because even back then, like back when I was, let's say, 14, 15, I mean, I was dating a girl that was, more or less a tomboy, and I was pretty feminine. I mean, like, I was going through the whole, like, emo phase. I was wearing eye makeup and tight clothing and all that crap. And, yeah, so, like, I remember telling a few people, and actually my dad was one of them. I remember telling them that it's kind of like we had our own gender. And I mean, at that point, obviously, I kind of knew, but I didn't really know, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't have the language to express it. And I guess on some level, like, I mean, I've always been open-minded. I've always been, like, accepting of people. But subconsciously, I mean, on some level, I guess there was some transphobia. And to some degree, even, I could even say that there still is. And I know that sounds strange to some people. But it's more of, like, just this thing that, society kind of ingrains in your mind. And I've become more open to it, obviously. I mean... yeah, but it was something that was very difficult to wrap my mind around. So for years, I just kept thinking of it as, oh yeah, I wish that I were born a girl, and I'm not ashamed of that, but I wasn't, so too bad, I guess. But yeah, anyway, like, even, I remember as far back, like, as being a kid, like, I remember asking my mom to buy me Barbies and stuff like that. And yeah, just no, I've always been more feminine, and it pretty much, I mean, to be honest, I don't know how much I want to get into this, but pretty much I had a trip on psychedelic drugs that kind of broke down that barrier that was making me think like that I couldn't be a woman. And I suddenly, I mean, actually it started off, I was thinking more along the lines of sexual orientation. I was kind of confused about that because I'm usually not attracted to men, but there are times in my life where suddenly I was more attracted to men, or to certain men. And so I was questioning that a lot. Hang on, I'm just gonna let my cat up into the window. Okay, there you go. Alright, sorry, my cat was, she was asking me to move the curtains so she'd get up in the windowsill. Yeah, so, where was I? So, pretty much, that trip that I had, it broke down that barrier, and it allowed me to just see things for how they were, to look back at things objectively instead of subjectively, and just to really see things. And right, I was talking about sexual orientation, and so there's certain periods of my life that I didn't really understand. Like, I was attracted to certain men, but in general I wasn't. It's kind of hard to explain. And I mean, for a while, for lack of a better word, I was referring to myself as heteroflexible. Yeah, so I didn't know what to call myself, and I was thinking about that, and then I realized that it's not that. It's not my attraction to whoever, really. It's sometimes I feel more like a woman. And so at first I mean, of course I ended up looking this up because I didn't have the vocabulary for it at the time. But I basically thought I was gender fluid, and I might be, but to be honest, I think part of the whole male side of me that comes out is more of habit from, I'm 25 years old, going on 26 in a couple of months. I'm, I've been living as a man or a boy anyway, for most of that time. And so it's not easy to just let go of that. And so I think that's when the maleness, let's call it that, would come out, is just out of habit. Like, even after I came out, I mean. But, yeah, so at certain times in my life I felt more feminine and more willing, I guess, to express that feminine side of me. And then I was thinking back on the fact that for the past, now it's been probably close to 8 years, like I went through the whole emo phase in high school and all that, and then when I got out of high school, I wanted to change things up. I was going to college, and I wanted to, change my look, and I had the bangs, like, down past my chin, and the, like, black hair in the front and the back. It was like fuchsia. And I'd spike it up and all that crap. And I just got so fed up of taking care of my hair. That was basically it. And so I shaved my head. And then I found like, okay, well now I look kind of weird wearing makeup without the hair and all that, and like I just look, I guess, too masculine. I found to wear the makeup, and so I didn't. And for years, I didn't feel like myself. I didn't have a style. It was just like whatever clothes I had, like I'd just throw it on. And I mean, yeah, I kind of kept a little bit with the emo goth style. I was kind of like leaning a little bit more towards the goth side as much as I could, but I mean that didn't really work out so well. I just pretty much had no style, and I did not like my appearance. I wasn't like upset about it. It didn't bother me. I've never been very hung up on that, but it wasn't me. And so I don't know, I was thinking about that, and I realized maybe those times that I am more attracted to men, it's when, I feel more as a woman. But I mean, I'll probably come back on this in later episodes, but no, what it comes down to, I guess, for my sexual orientation, for whoever's wondering, is I would say I'm pansexual. If I'm attracted to your personality, it won't matter to me what gender you are. But generally, physically, I'm more attracted to women. So I guess you could call me a lesbian. And it's funny because even back when I was about 13 and I would think about, what if I were born a girl, I would think, I'd probably be a lesbian. And then I would think about it a bit more and be like, no, I think I would sometimes like guys, but no, mostly women. I like women. Clearly, I mean, I decided to be one. And that's actually part of it, too. I feel more attractive like this, and I just couldn't feel attractive as a guy. I just was what I was, and so it wasn't, I don't know, I feel a lot better about myself now. And, yeah. So that was pretty much how I came out. And I'm still coming out. As I said, I still haven't told my dad. I'm still not out at work during the week. Like, these nails, like, I have fake nails on. They're pretty short because I had to trim them because they were stopping me from doing stuff. But anyway, I have acrylic nails on, and I'm gonna have to take them off when I go back to work at the end of the weekend, and it fucking sucks. I'm gonna be looking for another job soon, and I'm planning on coming out at the new job. And it's because the job that I'm working right now, I work in a mailroom. So some weeks I'm literally walking around the whole office building on different floors, passing by like hundreds of cubicles and handing out mail and stuff. And so it's not, it's going to be kind of difficult, like, coming out to all those people. I mean, I'm not going to be telling everyone, oh yeah, I'm trans, I'm going to be a woman now, but I'm basically going to be marching up and down the cubicles wearing women's clothing. I mean, no, I'm sorry, I don't want to do that. But there's other reasons why I've been looking to get out of that job for a while. It's a good job. It pays well. I work for an insurance company, so there's good benefits. I have all that stuff, and I'm thinking probably I'm going to try and find another job within the company, but in a department somewhere where I have my own desk and where I can do my own stuff, and where my coworkers, I can come out to my coworkers and actually be comfortable knowing that they're okay with it, or even if they aren't, just knowing that on a daily basis they do respect me, and I'm not going to have any problems with them, and if I do, I can just go to HR, so, yeah, I think that's something that I need right now. And, I'm sorry, my cat's meowing at me again, but, yeah, so that's kind of what led me to where I'm at right now, and I don't know where I'm going next, to be honest. I know for a lot of people, like, they don't want to talk about, surgeries and stuff. And I'm just gonna say right off the bat, I'm not planning any surgery below the belt, bottom surgery, if you want to call it that. So yeah, that's just for me. Not all trans women are like that. Obviously, a lot of them do get that. For me, I don't feel the need to. I don't feel any dysphoria or anything towards that part of my body, and so at this point in my life anyway, I have no desire for that. Just putting that out there for anyone who does want to know for whatever reason, I guess curiosity. I'm kind of open about most things, and I guess you'll find that out. But yeah, so I don't mind sharing, and I don't plan on top surgery either. That being breast augmentation. To be honest, I've always been kind of against the idea of, cis women. For those of you who don't know what that means women who are born women. I've always been against them getting it because, personally, I've always thought they look weird. There are ones that are well made nowadays, but I don't know, I like them real. So, but for me, the one thing that I am looking at right now is hormone replacement therapy, HRT. And HRT, does cause a lot of physical changes. It does, especially, like, the younger you are, the more changes it'll have. I will definitely get into this a lot more in the future. But, so one of those changes, obviously, for male to female trans women, on HRT, one of the changes is obviously breast growth. So that's one thing that I'm looking forward to. And I don't need them to be huge, but so we'll see. If the hormones take me where I want to be, then there's no need for me to ever get top surgery. It's not something that I am totally against. Like I said, I've never really been into the idea for cis women, but I understand for trans women, for some certain trans women anyway, it's it's necessary, and it really can be the difference between even, life and death. And hey, this is my cat Luna. She's gonna go lay in her spot now and stop meowing. That's her spot on the corner there. So fuck, where was I? I've never been into the idea of cis women getting it, but yeah, there's definitely trans women that need that, and it can be life or death in certain situations. And I know that sounds silly to some people, but a lot of trans people will understand what I'm saying here. Is some people, the body dysphoria is so great that it leads them to severe depression, and coupled with whatever other factors in their life, I'm sure that there's a lot of other things too that are, not so great, and it can lead to suicide and things like that. And it happens often. It happens many times. I don't have the stats offhand, but like, many trans people die every year from suicide, and so it is a serious issue for some people. It's not, a lot of people see it as, what's the word, like plastic surgery, like just an aesthetic thing. And it really isn't for some people. It really is something that's necessary, and a lot of insurance companies really need to look at that and understand that too, because a lot of them won't cover these surgeries because they think it's not necessary. And it really is for some people. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. I'm going on a rant. I basically what I'm saying is I'm considering HRT, and I haven't decided 100%. I'm like 90 something, close to 99% there. I just don't want to, decide anything concrete until I see a gender therapist, because I haven't started seeing a therapist yet since I came out. And I personally, I believe that's very important. I don't want to, like, you can buy hormones online. You can go the illegal route too. You can go to, what's it called? It's, like, you go to a clinic and you sign a paper saying, I understand the effects of this drug and the side effects and what it's going to do to me, and I'm okay with taking it, and basically just giving your consent to it, and you're basically prescribing your own drug. I mean, I'm sure that you can't do that with every drug, but you can with hormones. And so it's an option, but it's not one I want to take. I want to see a therapist. I want to go see an endocrinologist, and I want to do this the way I see it, being the right way for me, at least. And so, yeah, there's that. One thing I'm curious about, I'll be honest, as far as surgeries go, is facial feminization surgery. That's definitely something I'd be curious about, because as far as, trying to appear as a woman, my chin, my jawline, and my forehead, and I mean my nose slightly, my nose is pretty big, certain things I would like to change, but I can live with those things. And so if I can live with them, I don't think I should go and change them, because I mean everyone has things about their body that they're not happy with, and I don't agree with just going and changing it just because, but if I actually can't pass as a woman, and in years from now, if that's still the case, after years of hormone therapy and all that, then yeah, maybe I'll consider getting some facial surgery, but it's not something that I want to do right now. It's not something I have the money to do right now. And I have a long way to go before making any decisions on that particular thing. But point being, I'm not looking at surgery right now. Just hormones. And what I'm looking for in the hormones is mostly, I mean, it changes things like the texture of your skin and just the way your body distributes fat. Like guys will have, pot belly or whatever, whereas women, their fat will go, I mean, yeah, of course, a lot of it does go to the belly, but a lot of it goes to the breasts and to the butt and hips and all those things. And I have no butt, I have no hips, and I want that. Breasts, I mean, it looks like I have boobs, but, like, look, this is my boob. Yeah, so, pretty much, that's where things are going right now. I mean, I haven't even, like, I've gone to the LGBT center to speak to a woman there, to get info on, like, different resources and stuff, but I haven't even had the time to look into them. Like, I've had so many things going on. A month and a half ago, I broke up with my girlfriend of 4.5 years, and then since then, I came out to my mom, I came out to Facebook. On the day that I came out to Facebook, I was gonna start this video, and my mom called me to tell me that my grandmother was passing away that night. And, well, basically the next morning, early in the morning, she passed away. And so that night, I was in the middle of putting my makeup on to start this episode, and she called me, and I started crying, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the show. But anyway, so I'm here now. It's only been, like, 3 days since she died. Like 4 days since since I came out on Facebook and my mom called me and all that, but technically 3 days since she passed away. And so yeah, I've had a lot going on, and I plan on sharing more stuff in the future, but that's I guess that's where I'm at right now, and so hopefully that'll turn out okay for the first episode. I really didn't know what to say. I was just going on a rant. I have a lot of stuff to share, and so I have a lot to learn still, really, and I want you to learn with me, you guys, the listeners or viewers or whatever you want to call yourselves. I'd really like to share the stuff that I learned with you and my journey and just my day-to-day stuff, like my day-to-day life. I don't want it to all be about trans issues either, you know? Like, I want to share my story. I have a lot of interesting stuff to share, and a lot of it has nothing to do with this. But yeah, so anyway, cheers. And I'll be putting out more episodes, so stick around and look out for more. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you have more questions, as I said, ask me, because I don't know what you want to know. I know the whole story. In my head, it's all clear. And so, it took me a long time to get clear, but I've been figuring things out over these past 8 months, and yeah, if you have questions, just send them my way, and I'll see what I can do to answer them. Alright, have a good day, good night, evening, whatever, and see you next time. Bye.